only got a few minutes left, and what I wanted to do here is to have Greg and I both talk about the defense contentions that were made on the physical evidence and how flawed they were and how they remained pretty much unchallenged. In other words, the defense experts testified about things that were totally unsupportable scientifically and ended up getting away with it. We're still in the slide. Okay, I guess we're going to have help from the court here in going through these kind of fast here. But the issue we could spend a little bit of time with in the light of where we are now is there was a drop of blood on an envelope that was near the bodies. It was an envelope that supposedly had contained eyeglasses that had been manipulated by the police and so forth, which was not supported. But there was a drop of blood there that does not show up in a defense photograph that was the result of rephotographing one of the state's photographs that had glare from the flash on it. And the claim was that this drop of blood was added later, that the police at the scene had pipette men with them and they were putting small drops on evidence. But anyway, when you actually look at the contemporaneous frames that were from that same period of time before the bodies were moved, it's clear the drop was there the whole time. Okay, very good. This is a little glare on a drop. When this is rephotographed by the defense with a little, cheap camera and that kind of thing, and blown up, real big, it doesn't appear there's a drop there. But when you look at the other photos, or look at that one carefully, look at the original frame carefully, or even print it differently, you can see that it's pretty much a golden thing because the reflection of the flash. Certainly a very serious problem at the crime scene was the use of the flash mounted on the camera, which is a no-no, but it's done still very widely in many, many cases. Now this is the photograph taken after the envelope was moved. The envelope could not have been left where it was. There was a lack of coordination between the crime scene people and the coroner. The coroner arrived and wanted the body right away, and so the detectives picked up the envelope, and rather than securing it and documenting securing it at that point, they decided they're going to put it back after the bodies had been moved. So they replaced it, and of course it was very easy to tell from looking at the photographs that it wasn't in the same place that it had been before. So what was kind of an innocuous, stupid mistake became the basis for making the claim that they did pick this thing up, taken it somewhere else, pipetted some blood on the thing, and put it back. But you can go to all these contemporaneous photographs taken before the bodies were moved and see very clearly that that drop was there the whole time. And there are many examples like that with the socks, where a claim was made that when you actually look at it and understand what the science involved is, it's clear that the whole thing is fallacious. The claim is fallacious. You want to talk any more about any of those, or there's a claim, for example, made that this little crease up here. Can you show them that crease there? Well, okay. You can see that anywhere you look at the frames that were contemporaneous, that drop is there the whole time. This is before the envelope was moved. Claims about another party being there with a different footwear. We talked about the marks in the concrete. These were not, no matter how you looked at them, the other footwear evidence was not in blood. It wasn't a print where the footwear picked up the blood and deposited it somewhere else. As Greg pointed out, you could get a presumptive test in the area because of all the stuff that had been done by washing the scene down and so forth. This wasn't done, and the defense didn't look at it until about 2 weeks later, I think. So a lot of this is what was claimed to be a possible footwear pattern. To me, it looks like twill weave in a denim kind of thing. I guess we really can't go over time, can we? We're going to jam something else up. But there's a lot more here. A lot of claims made by the defense that were easily refutable. I was asked by Marcia Clark toward the end if I could testify that the evidence wasn't planted, and I could do that in the case of the drop on the envelope. But on the other things, all I could really say was that the defense science, the science behind what their claims was flawed or fallacious, and that there was no scientific support for the claims they were making. But that wasn't good enough. That was too subtle. So they decided to put on the glove salesman from New York to talk about contending with the if it doesn't fit, you must acquit issue. But anyway, so I think there's a session beginning at 8 that somebody give me some guidance here on, I guess we have to quit now, right? Okay. Are there any questions that we could maybe?
Actually, real quick, excuse me, one of the things in Woody's talk made it kind of an interesting point in that the defense wanted to have everything regardless, because obviously they made the contention that a lot of the evidence was contaminated, but to come back and say, as was pointed out, that all the controls were clean, all the samples were clean in this case, shows contamination didn't occur. Well, if contamination didn't occur because they were so clean, obviously we planted them because nobody can get that clean a result. So it was kind of a no-win situation that was put in. Every time you'd counter with something, I mean, the defense team was brilliant. They were able to counter every answer that we had with something that flipped the whole situation around. So. Very, very good evidence, very poorly presented.